Resident Evil's most iconic setting, Spencer's Mansion. The horrors that lie in wait for any unsuspecting victim that would enter would drive them mad with fear. An organization by the name of STARS sent in Alpha Team consisting of Jill, Chris, Barry, Wesker, and others who went into this nightmare barely surviving. But what if someone else was sent in to inspect the mansion? Someone who was actually an expert on the subject and had survived their own ordeals and nightmares. I'm of course talking about Luigi. Luigi's no stranger to mansions, and if he was, then what the hell have I been playing the last 22 years? So what if Luigi was sent in to investigate the mansion as a special consultant under the recommendation of Professor Elvin Gadd to study the phenomenon that was going on? Would he be able to survive? That's what we're here to find out. First, we need to set some ground rules for the survival test. Luigi will only have access to his arsenal from the Luigi's Mansion series, not any other games Luigi was featured in. So he's not going to walk up to Jan and up-B him through the mansion.
Go!
As well as not using any of the weapons Chris and Jill use and obtain, such as the shotgun, pistol, etc. Luigi's abilities consist of suction and blow, get your mind out of the gutter, to fire what the poltergust absorbs in the direction Luigi aims, burst, which causes massive air pressure to release all around Luigi, blowing away objects and enemies, and even destroying things in the area, and lifts Luigi off the ground, which is a handy dodge when enemies go for his legs. The strobe bulb, which can stun ghosts and also be charged for an extreme bright flash, which can also activate electrical triggers on doors and other objects. Slam, while vacuuming enemies, Luigi can slam them into the ground continuously. Dark light device, a special light that reveals hidden treasure and secret pathways. The suction shot, this will fire a plunger with a rope and Luigi can suck that rope up to destroy objects and doors, as well as pulling on anything, including enemies that it's attached to. Gooigi, a controllable goo substance shaped like Luigi who follows commands and can even defend himself as he shares the same abilities as Luigi, however he doesn't mix well with water. Super suction. When near high voltage power sources, the poltergust can absorb the surrounding power and devastate areas with its extreme high suction power, creating essentially energy tornadoes that destroy everything in their wake. So now Luigi will be subbing in for Chris and Jill and will go through the same traps and boss fights they went through. With that said, let's begin. Luigi will start out investigating the helicopter crash with the rest of Alpha Team. The events will play out the same way with the dogs attacking. Luigi will run with the rest of Alpha Team towards the mansion, with Wesker providing cover fire as everyone runs into the mansion. Let me just say real quick, I have never understood why Wesker provides cover fire, because he wants everyone dead anyway, so why not just let the dogs kill them? I've never understood the logic there. As Luigi runs into the mansion, everyone decides to split up, and Luigi walks around shivering and being extra cautious. He opens the door and walks into the room with the first zombie. Now this is where things will start to go a bit differently. There are a few ways Luigi is going to be able to finish off zombies throughout the mansion with the poltergust. The first way could be by simply sucking them up, but not fully obviously, they're not ghosts, and then proceeding to shoot them into the walls of the mansion with extreme force, breaking their bones and causing damage until they're unable to move or die. Now, you may ask, is Luigi even capable of this? Well, let's break it down. The average adult male weighs about 52 kilograms, and you add 1.9 kilograms for each inch after 5 feet. And the zombies in Resident Evil 1 are pretty tall, so let's calculate that. Chris Redfield in Resident Evil 1 is canonically 5 foot 11 inches. The zombies in this game are a bit taller than Chris as they lean down when attacking him to bite his neck. So let's say they are a bit over 6 feet tall. Was Umbrella secretly trying to make an undead basketball team? If that's the case, the average zombie in Resident Evil 1 would weigh anywhere between 160 to 180 pounds. Luigi's poltergust is absolutely strong enough to suck that up and shoot a zombie at that weight. As we can see here, with the older poltergust model, the Poltergust 3000, that you obtain and use throughout Luigi's Mansion 1, it's able to suck up and shoot the giant explosive metal balls King Boo throws at you from the Bowser suit he controls. Comparing those explosives, the closest I could find would be a naval mine. Modern naval mines come in about 200 kilograms in weight, and that's just on their own. When you add in the explosives inside, that's about an extra 80 kilograms of weight. Add those two amounts together together, you have about 280 kilograms of weight that King Boo is throwing at Luigi. And Luigi, while not being able to aim up because of how heavy it is still able to suck it up and shoot it back at King Boo and blow off the head of the Bowser suit. That's more than enough suction power for the zombies in Resident Evil 1, so Luigi's poltergust is more than capable of sucking up a zombie and shooting it into the wall continuously until it's dead. The second option Luigi has is to get his firepower from the fireplace in the dining room he was just in. Luigi could get this power and simply burn the zombie to death while avoiding him, and this would also prevent any zombies being killed from coming back as Crimson Heads. And for those of you not in the know, Crimson Heads are just stronger and faster zombies, and I hate them with a passion. After wandering the mansion, Luigi would get the golden arrowhead and grab the mansion key from the cemetery. Next would be the 4 death masks. Masks 1 through 3 could simply be gotten with Luigi, as he can survive poison and physical hits won't phase him. The 4th mask is the battle with Jan the Snake. Normally, you would just shotgun Jan until it runs away. Seeing as though Luigi has no shotgun though, that's off the table. And sucking it up is not an option, as Jan clocks in at a whopping 26,500 pounds or 12,000 kilograms. However, according to the Resident Evil biology of Jan, it possesses amphibian characteristics with mucus secretions covering the skin to aid in injury and recovery rather than having dry and rough skin. This is important information. If Jan shares amphibian biology, then Luigi could burn and suffocate Jan with his poltergust flames. You see, amphibians breathe through their skin, which is what their mucus does to help take in oxygen. For a snake as large and long as Jan is, at 40 feet, it would need to be taking in lots of oxygen. Luigi burning Jan would not only hurt Jan, but suffocate it as well, destroying what little oxygen it has in the enclosed area, making Jan run away. Next, Luigi will make his way back to the cemetery and place the masks and battle with Prototype 1. Again, there's a few ways for Luigi to dispatch this foe. Dodge and burn them to death, or suck them up and fire them into the wall. Or even Luigi could use the suction shot and slam the coffin Prototype 1 came out of over its head, killing him. After grabbing the items in that room, Luigi would then need the crane handle that is located in Lisa Trevor's shack. After inspecting the family picture and grabbing the crank, Luigi would hear a noise of someone entering the premises. Instead of going head in like Jill or Chris, Luigi would use Gooigi to inspect what that noise was. Lisa Trevor would then surprise and destroy Gooigi, but be confused as she's covered in green goo. While confused, Luigi would take the opportunity to run by Lisa and out of the shack. Luigi would then stock up on some firepower, literally, and make his way to the outside. Luigi would then come across a body of water and drain it using the crane he got from Lisa's house. After a little more investigating, Luigi would overhear Barry talking about stars being destroyed. Upon entering the room, he would speak to Barry, and Barry would insist he was talking to himself. EGAD would then come online and tell Luigi to be cautious of Barry. Next, Luigi would enter the water facility and would have to maneuver among the sharks, being careful to not being eaten alive. He could also use the burst ability to avoid any lunges the sharks may take at him. This part would be rather simple, as Luigi would just make his way down into the control room and drain all the water in the area, killing Mother Neptune and the other sharks. Now Luigi comes face to face with Plant 42. Just walk up the stairs and burn it, Luigi. Chris and Jill used fire rounds to kill this plant very quickly after just a few shots too, so Luigi's flamethrower could easily kill it. It would die extremely quickly that Luigi wouldn't even need to worry about dodging anything. No worries for our favorite plumber. After Plant 42, Luigi would encounter Wesker, and he would tell you Barry has seemed kind of off lately. Luigi would agree with Wesker, and then Wesker would send you back to the mansion to check things out further. On your way back to the mansion, you'll be greeted by one of the new enemy types Luigi will have to fight, the Hunters. Now these enemies are scary, but Luigi's poltergust can suck them up. However, Luigi should not suck these things up while they're facing forward. With their long reach, when pulling them into the poltergust, it would have them facing Luigi and they would slice his head clean off. What Luigi would have to do is get behind them, suck them up, and shoot them in the opposite direction. This won't kill them, but it'll get them out of the way for Luigi to maneuver around them. The Hunters weigh in at about 89 kilograms, but coupled with them being very mobile, it'll be difficult to hold them for very long, even with the poltergust. It'll be the best option for Luigi to shoot and scoot them. The other more viable option, frankly, would be to blind the Hunters with his flashlight strobe bulb. Luigi would be able to charge it up and then let out an extreme bright flash. You see, the Hunters are human-reptile hybrids, and having reptilian eyes is an advantage for Luigi in this case. The extreme flash from his charged-up light would seriously damage a hunter's eyesight, as reptiles are very sensitive to light being aimed directly into their eyes. This could blind them long enough for Luigi to run past them, being careful of the random swings they would throw around. After some close calls with the hunters and some investigating and backtracking, Luigi will run into Jan for the second time, but this time he'll finish him off for good. It's pretty simple, just like the first encounter with Jan. Run around Jan, burning him to death, and Luigi would make sure to dodge the poison. He could even use Luigi as a distraction while burning Jan, who would then eventually collapse from the heat and burns, messing with his biology and killing it in the process. After this fight, Luigi would make his way down into the tunnels. After running from a few spiders, Luigi would get his own Indiana Jones moment running away from the boulder, and would open a door to encounter a giant spider, as if they weren't already big enough, and this boss would go by the name Black Tiger. This battle doesn't even need to happen. Luigi could use Luigi to distract Black Tiger while he destroys the webs on the door, either with suction or fire, and escape. No need to battle this nasty spider, just run away. After some more running and navigating through the tunnels, you'll encounter Barry again eventually. Barry tries to pull a fast one on Luigi, but Luigi disarms him using his superior vacuum skills. After that, Lisa Trevor will drop down into the room you're in, and Barry will plead for Luigi to hand him his gun. But today, Luigi doesn't feel like being nice, so he won't give Barry the gun.
Oh yeah!
I'm just kidding, that's out of character for Luigi, so he'll hand him his gun back. Here, Luigi will push the statues off the edges, revealing Lisa Trevor's mother and causing Lisa to stumble and fall off over the edge of the cliff. Barry says he'll stay behind and keep watch because he doesn't think Lisa Trevor is dead. Luigi will move on, though, into the laboratory. The only other common enemy we'll fight here is the Chimera, which is a human-fly hybrid. Luigi does not really need to fight any of the Chimera here, just dodge and avoid. These enemies, though, weigh even less at 78 kilograms, so Luigi should have no problem sucking them up and spitting them out. Now, after destroying all the Chimera, Luigi can carry the explosive fluid where it needs to go without it blowing everything up. After reaching the elevator, Barry catches up to Luigi and they take the elevator up together. After finding Wesker, Barry holds Luigi at gunpoint, but Luigi knows it's only to protect his family. Wesker shows Tyrant to Luigi, and after a double cross by Barry, he injures Wesker, but Wesker releases Tyrant, who knocks Barry unconscious. Luckily for Luigi, he's in the middle of a lab with a ton of electrical outlets that can transfer the electricity into his poltergust, allowing him to use the super suction. The super suction allows Luigi to create an energy tornado that is powerful enough to destroy almost anything and destroy structures as well. Being caught in the super suction would completely destroy Tyrant, and I can prove it. Let's look at how Tyrant was originally defeated by either Chris or Jill. Brad throws you a rocket launcher, and when one shot of it connects, it completely destroys Tyrant. Looking at the explosive power of the munition fired from the rocket launcher, I got many different answers from the magical interwebs on how much explosive energy is produced on impact, ranging anywhere from 12 megajoules on the high end and 4 megajoules on the low end. Now, if we look at the destructive power of a tornado, since that's what the super suction is creating, we get numbers as high as 1.97 terajoules, and that's on the low end, with 1% of tornadoes found to go as high as 31.9 terajoules. To compare, it takes 1 million megajoules to make just 1 terajoule. You're probably asking as well, why doesn't Luigi just find an electrical outlet anywhere inside the mansion and just suck up the entire mansion? I mean, technically he could, but he would need enough sufficient energy. We know in the lab they have a strong source of electricity running through there to power all of their high-tech, at least for 1998, equipment. So for Luigi to activate his super suction in there, it would make sense. He wouldn't be able to get enough sufficient energy by just plugging into a random outlet that's currently powering a lamp. So to put it simply, you do not want to be a dust bunny on the end of this vacuum. So the power of Luigi's super suction would definitely kill Tyrant. Heck, you know what? Luigi, while you're at it, can you suck up Wesker too and just save Chris and Jill the trouble of going after him in the preceding sequels? Luigi wakes Barry up and they grab Chris and Jill as well. While the timer runs down for the self-destruction of the mansion, they all escape to the top floor so they can send a signal to the chopper. Luigi, Jill, Chris, and Barry all ride into the sunset, while the mansion explodes, leaving Wesker dead for good. They all share a sigh of relief. Little do they know they would get a gazillion sequels that they need to go through next with even more terrifying nightmares to get through. And that's how Luigi could survive the mansion. Luigi has access to many abilities that would be considered overpowered in the Resident Evil scenario, and Luigi doesn't even have the drawback of having limited ammunition. Yes, he will have to fill up on fire every once in a while when he passes by an open fireplace, but other than that he's pretty much good to go. And with the suction power of the continuously upgraded Poltergust at his disposal, as well as the comrade in goo, Gooigi, Luigi has the upper hand against the enemies he would encounter at the mansion. So Luigi, you can put on your resume another mansion conquered. And with that, dear viewers, I hope you enjoyed the breakdown and weird realistic storytelling when throwing Luigi into the mix with the likes of Barry and Wesker. I know I did. And have a happy Halloween, Nath out.